Evening, everyone.
Ma'am.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, guys. Very good evening to all of you. Okay, so now let's start the class. And here we go. So yes, in last class, we stopped with the model verbs. We learned a few model verbs over there. And also I gave you some speaking tasks. So can you make me remember what speaking tasks we were doing in last class? Can somebody make me remember the last class homework?
Evening, ma'am.
Very good
Ma'am,
evening, Tamil ma'am.
it's a debate on will
Keeping
government
the gun, yeah, keeping the gun should be made legal, right?
legal without a license.
Yeah.
Or not
So we can carry the gun or any weapon in
weapon.
India without any license. So can we continue with your presentation if you guys are prepared? Without further ado, ado means delay. Without further ado, let's start. So you guys are supposed to give your presentation, your point of view, your perspective within a few minutes or maybe seconds, whatever you guys have prepared. So I am starting with Tamil ma'am. Tamil ma'am, what do you say?
Ma'am, can you repeat it again, ma'am?
Yeah. So the topic is quite simple, which I gave you last to last class. And the topic is keeping a gun without a license should be legalized in the country like India or not. As you see in foreign countries, in all the foreign countries, you don't have to take permission to keep a license. You don't have to keep a license to carry a gun or maybe carry any weapon. But in India, for carrying any weapon, especially a gun, you need to take permission from the legal authorities. So do you feel it should be legalized to carry a gun? You don't need to take any permission. You don't need to carry any license. You can carry gun because you want without
No,
taking
ma'am.
any permission.
No, ma'am. Should
Yeah.
not be legalized.
So one sec. Only no will not work, Tamil ma'am. You have to justify your point. Whatever you want to say, you have to give at least a brief presentation. And if anybody wants to go against each other, you are most welcome. This is an open platform. Anybody can go against each other, but you have to justify your point of view.
Okay.
So we are starting with Tamil ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Start.
If it is legalized, anytime we have to be alerted. Yeah, we have. If we send our children to school, we have to be alerted. If we want any help, we are in a position to hesitate to knock the neighbor's door, because if we want any urgent help, we can't go and use with the help of others. Not only that, in cinema theater, in mall, every places, the that action is happening. So anytime we are in alert. So it should not be legalized, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Amal sir, what do you say?
Good evening, ma'am.
Very good evening, sir.
I am in the favor of whatever the Indian government has decided the rule, because most of the time you see in the America, mostly murder goes by their guns only. And whatever the rule in India, people don't have the legal gun and all. Maximum cases they will use sharp knife and all these things. Sometimes there are chances to live their lives of the peoples, and if the gun is there, then there is no chance to save their lives. So according to me, I believe India, like a country, it is most populous country in the world at present. there are so much population all over the India where people are living and all these things. That's why I am saying if there is a rule of you cannot take uh, any weapons without a permission, that is a good rule, because as we all know that there are so many murder and all are happening in India, and India also not so much educated. So people don't know how what is the use of this, where we have to use all these things. And as per the government, uh, provide the weapons to anyone. They are so many things they will take mentally, physically, and uh, they are capable to handle this situation. Different rounds. They will take psychology test, doctor test, aggressive, and all these things we will check before providing any weapons to anyone. There are some uh, places, then we will provide weapons to the person. Just security purpose you need, you can take. If there is any person is threatening you and you have to protect yourself, then you have to prove how peoples are threatening you and why we required this weapon. On
Okay.
these basis they will decide which weapons is required or not.
Okay. Fine. Now, what do you say, Arif sir? Arif sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Very good evening, sir.
Ma'am, what is the question? Actually, I laid some the answers late.
Yeah, you joined the class late. So the question is quite simple. Carrying a gun in the country like India should be legalized or not?
No, ma'am. I think it should be not legalized to each and every person because uh, we have been listening since our childhood that there is a murder being done in a society and the locality with the legal weapon which was kept by any person. And when there is a matter over the land and other domestic issues, and one pick up gun and shoot the other person. And these happening frequently comes in many of the country in our India too. But it should not be allowed to each and everyone to have this weapon if anybody has, and what should be the formality and how the government should issue them. This should be up to the government. And as we see in our neighboring some countries, there every person have gun, and they every each and every person has a gun, a weapon, a
Gun.
personal weapon, and they use it in the very wrong way. And
Okay.
because of having these weapons with them, and they create means I can say there are some miscreant in the societies who provide the some issues in the society, and they are using this weapon in the very means wrong way. And in this way uh, gun is a very means having gun or such type of weapons are somehow very danger weapons. But we should not government should not have allowed to have a big knife
Government should
with
not
someone.
grant permission. Yes.
Yes, no,
According
no,
to you.
yeah, yes, ma'am. So in this way,
Okay.
I am not fully favor in the favor of this that one should be allowed to have gun or such weapon.
Okay, fine. Now, what about you, Sushma ji? What do you say on this topic?
In my point of view, gun should be licensed because especially if I talk reference to India, people are not educated too much, and they don't know how to use proper use of gun. And if licensed people will keep a gun at home, if they use and they use in any crime or anywhere, it is easier to catch him. It is very easier to catch him. And keeping owning a gun is a very dangerous to us. If suppose I have a gun and gun is kept at my home, it is not safer to my children. and they can use in any anger or any circumstances. That's why I will favor gun should be licensed.
Okay, fine. I got your point of view. Now, Harminder sir, what do you say on this?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in my point of view, license always takes the arms and ammunition in your home with the permission of
Okay.
government. Otherwise,
Okay.
it's bad effects because India is a developing country, and here the people sometimes to take revenge.
True.
Because if everyone have a arms and ammunition in their home, then they will take revenge with their guns or arms,
Right.
whatever they have. So it is so because I am in the office where a lot of people wants to take permission first license, but the government always put a question why you want a license. Because if they give a appropriate, because they sometimes I have a land, I have some people who are against, and we are afraid from. That's why we take a arms and ammunition license. Then government will permission. But if everyone take arms and ammunition in their homes, then it's a really dangerous.
Okay.
So that's why in India, arms should be take with the permission of government.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. So now I'm coming to Verba Sami sir. What do you say on this topic, sir?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
Ma'am, our country is a very poor country. Government gives permission for having weapons, particularly for military and paramilitary forces. And inside nation, government give permission to have above the particular rank officers, and some particular VIP, that means very important persons among the people have license and take license and have a gun. It is enough for our nation, because our nation is a big nation under one roof. Many of people have not literature. So without the gun, in India, nowadays we hear a lot of news about my mother. So it is a good, it is in good condition. Without gun is in India is it is a good situation for India. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Got it, sir. Got it. Means in India, all of you feel that there should be license for carrying a weapon. Okay. Now coming to Keem sir. Keem sir, what do you speak on this? Till now, everybody is against keeping a gun without any license. So let's see if somebody is in favor of this. Keem sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, good evening to all. As per my opinion, government should be allowed to weaponize each and every home as per their capability, because the current scenario, some people, only 2% people have power, like they have administrative muscle, and some is the gun power, like that they have police and other things. They act as a power. So only 98% they have no power. They just begging their rights for higher authority and opponent.
True, sir.
When
Completely agree.
And when just we compare in the USA, USA, they have very civilized, and they open this culture. I think their police active very well, because they know opponent have some power. They have power, and if they any misbehave or assault to other people, if anyone complained against them, they know, yes, they have something, they go against the law. So they work, they act properly, I think. Otherwise, if uh, somebody have power and government manage the things, and someone have no power, what they see, just they follow the system and rules. And in India, uh, in my personal view, only some people have administrative. What they do, what they do, what they did, they can do. And I think, and a simple quote, na, ma'am, there is no exploitation of power and isolate person. So okay, but education is the one thing. If you get power, then your mind also develop some skills how
Of
we
course.
deal with this power. Okay, everyone know if I have weapon, you have weapon. No, I don't want for fight to with you. If anything going to wrong, then then I'll see it. But I think government should be allowed.
Government should
For
allow.
yes, man. Like the for the women, I think government should allow the weapon for them. Maybe and
Wonderful.
some.
Very nice.
Okay.
Very nice, King, sir. Completely agreed. Okay, now coming to Durgesh, sir. Durgesh, what do you feel? What do you reckon?
First of all, good evening, ma'am.
Very good evening.
I'm completely disagree with Kim, sir. Sorry. Yes. Actually, I think the rate of crime in some part of India is already very high. And if government allow normal people to carry a weapon without permission, I think it will increase in the next level.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think it may increase the rate of crime.
No, no,
And
dear. I oppose here you. If you have gun, suppose
yes,
I am a common people and you are a robber. Maybe
yes,
not a robber.
yes.
If
Okay, okay.
you have
Suppose,
gun, I have
yes,
nothing.
yes.
Then what I do there?
Okay. Yes, I know that. Yes, but if they don't allow, if they allow carrying a weapon without license, how they will know who has done
no,
whatever
no,
he
no.
is do
My
he
no,
want
no.
to do?
My no. My question is,
Yes,
government should allow with the license, but not illegal weapons.
without means you want to allow
Legal
without
license.
law. Yes,
No,
yes.
no, no. Gun with license. No?
Okay, okay. Gun with license.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
fine.
I am also
Okay.
agree with him. I think
Okay.
he
Not I am. It should be I also agree with him.
okay.
Not
Also
I.
I also agree with him that it may create it may increase the rate of crime in future if they allow carry a weapon without license. Actually, I think there are two type of person in a community: person who is good and a person who is bad. If it comes in a hand of if the weapon like gun, which is very dangerous for a normal people, it comes in a hand of that people, normal people, means who is a good person. The probability that he will use it for a good cause is high. But if it comes in a bad hand, I think so it may increase the rate of crime.
But still, okay, fine. I will not give my point of view. First, let me listen to you, then
Yes,
I'll argue with you.
if
Okay, so
I
now,
think
yeah.
so. If I will be the decision maker for this recommendation, if government has allowed carry a weapon without license, I'll be clearly decline it. I don't think so. It is a good idea.
Okay, fine. Wonderful, wonderful. Very nice, Durgeshi. Now I'm coming to Upendra sir. Upendra sir, what is your opinion on this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good evening, ma'am.
Very good evening.
Actually, I also disagree about this point because why the government has allowed license to keep a gun, है ना? Because if anybody misuse any bullet, they have the they are accountable for that bullet.
Right.
Yeah. So in India, there are many different types of people. Some are literate, some are not literate. Many students are also these days. Many students are ruining their life. They are not in appropriate way. They can't understand what is right or wrong. So if government allow to keep a gun, so if nowadays if student allowed to keep sword, the student stab anybody if they have any problem, and if they any quarrel happens, it will it will expand and they will stab anybody. So if the students keep a gun, or any people keep a gun who has habit of drinking any liquor, so they will shot anybody. Because mind doesn't work at the time. And they want to show their um, higher status. So I think government, some people keep gun and they take license because they are very much literate. They are accountable for that each and every bullet. So we, and not only people, we are many different types of creature in India. So people are habits of sorting birds and forest animals, that also not safe for, if government allow gun, so that is not also safe for the wildlife. I am not agree with this, man. I'm not agree.
Okay. Okay. Got it, sir. Okay. So, see, I have the point for everyone, but if I would be speaking, it will be wasting your time. So it's my duty to give you chance first. So now, next one, I am asking Thajendra Vireji to give his point of view on this. Thajendra Vireji, are you sitting?
Ma'am, my voice is audible, ma'am.
Yeah, you are audible.
Thanks. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening to all. In my opinion, ma'am, weapon is not a dangerous, ma'am. Human is very dangerous weapon in the world, ma'am. Because weapon is killed only once at a time, but human can kill every minute, every second person, every person to in our life, ma'am.
Right. Good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. In this.
Go on. Go on, sir. Go on.
Okay, ma'am. Human can kill any person, like relatives, like other CM, other politicians, magicians, can anybody, ma'am. He can irritate to her, and he can decrease everywhere, every level of the successful person, ma'am.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. That's all, my this is my opinion, ma'am. This is my opinion.
Okay, fine. Okay, wonderful. Very nice. Very nice. So now coming to our candidate who has just joined us, Rajesh sir. Rajesh sir, can you listen to me? Rajesh sir, are you sitting there?
Yes,
Hello.
ma'am.
Yes, sir. So, sir, do you know what is going on in the classroom?
So now I have recently joined now. I don't know anything about.
Okay, no worry. So, sir, basically, we have been discussing on a very crucial topic that in countries like India, carrying a gun should be legalized. Any weapon, not only gun, carrying any weapon should be legalized or not. So, we need your perspective on that. Yes, sir. What do you say?
So now, just now, I have no idea, madam. Just few minutes after TikTok.
Okay, you have got your time. Till then, I'm coming to Sunita ji. Sunita ji, can you listen to me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So are you ready to give your point of view?
Yes, ma'am. I'm not to agree with this.
I do not agree. I do not agree.
Okay, I do not agree with this. That weapon should be legalized in our country. Actually, we do not know the human nature, how he reacts with the other person. If we carry the weapon with ourselves, maybe we can kill the other person.
Right.
or he or she can kill the other person. So that's why it should not be legalized in our country.
Okay, fine. Got
Or
your point.
any other word.
Wonderful, wonderful. So Muskanji, what do you say? Muskanji. Muskanji, are you sitting there? Okay, maybe Muskanji is not here. I think this is Realme RMX 3690. Amit Srivastavji, am I right? Amit Srivastavji, are you sitting there? There is a device, Realme RMX 3690. May I know who this person is? Okay, fine. Now, Manurmaji, it's your turn. You give your opinion.
Good evening, ma'am.
Very good evening, dear.
Ma'am, in my opinion, no weapon should be kept without permission because we can use it wrongly anytime by getting angry. And when it comes to security, does not comes from weapons. For this, it is necessary to change this thinking of the society, and that's it, ma'am.
Okay, now Archana Yadavji, do you want to add something to this? Archana Yadavji.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, please. Very good evening.
Ma'am, at my opinion, I think.
In my opinion.
In my opinion. Okay.
Wonderful.
Government shouldn't allow to carry weapons outside. Some people is like very arrogant. They don't have like patience. I'm also one person. I don't have any patience.
Okay.
So that's why government should not allow
and
carry.
when it comes to
Carrying
security, it
Some,
does from weapons.
and someone every place that
Thing.
they are not educated, like they can fire, they should fire something. Everyone says,
From my
but
thought,
I think it is wrong.
my thought is it.
The primitive time, people don't educated, but
I
they
need
carry the weapons
be
outside.
very
Okay.
serious.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. So,
Okay.
Manurmaji, can you please mute yourself for a moment? Okay. So that's lovely, Archanaji. You spoke for a long time. It's wonderful. So from my side, only Muskan Ansari has not spoken because she's not responding. I have been calling her name, but she hasn't given any response. And second person is Realme RMX 3690. I don't know the name. I think he is Amit Srivastavaji, but I'm not sure. So if he or she is somebody else, please give me some response. Only then I'll be able to know. Otherwise, rest of the people have spoken. Now, before I move to model verbs, I just want to talk to you for a moment. So can you please start your camera, everyone? So there are a few points that I want to discuss with you. Can you please start the camera, everyone? Everyone, this is a request to everyone. Please start your cameras. Yes, start your cameras, everyone. Okay, so here we go. Now, why have I asked you to start the camera? I need to ask you a few questions and I want your prompt reply. Means on the spot, I need your reply. See, when you have been eating something, imagine this is the whole meal. When you have been eating something, do you allow any kind of deficiency in your platter? If you are eating a full course meal, do you allow any kind of deficiency? Means there should be the salad, there should be the pickle, there should be the chapati, as well as some rice, 2 types of veggies. So some dessert as well. There should be some dessert as well. So do you allow any kind of deficiency?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, speak up, speak up. Why have I been asking? You will get to know very easily.
I can't
Of course
understand
not.
your question.
You can't stand. You can't stand. You will not like the food if it is getting any kind of deficiency. Now, my second question, guys, do you allow the sugar in the chapati?
No, ma'am.
No,
Of course not. Of course
No,
not. Okay, fine. Do you? Okay. That's lovely. Do you allow the salt in the dessert?
No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
Of course not. So if there is these kind of problem, you will never stand with the food. You will never even eat it. This is the same with English. Why have I asked you these kind of kiddish and silly questions? Let me tell you. First of all, whatever language you belong to, whatever region you belong to, whatever state you belong to, you have your own accent. But don't forget, English has its own accent. Now, what is my task? My job is to give you your accent reduction. Now, what do you mean by accent reduction? If you belong to a particular region and you have a habit of speaking some word, you have to get rid of that. For example, our wonderful candidate, that is Tajender Pireji, he has a habit of speaking ma'am after every sentence. You have to get rid of this habit. Second, Verba Sami sir, Saji sir, Tamil ma'am, and I have a few more people. Yeah, so these people have a habit of stretching the word as it happens, I think, in Tamil language. So you have to stop this habit. Whenever you are thinking, whenever you are pondering your thoughts, you don't actually take the break. You are like, you are stretching it. Yeah. So these kind of sound, English doesn't allow you to do this. If you are thinking, you should speak the complete proper word. Instead of speaking the word so long, it doesn't allow in English. Next, Upendra sir. When Upendra sir was speaking, he was speaking a slang after every line, and the slang was, huh, huh, huh. So this is what we can do in our mother tongue. The tongue which is our, non-official one, the tongue which we speak in our home with our family. But when you are speaking English, these things are not allowed. Second, guys, first thing you have to keep in your mind, you should be you should be avoiding all these things. It should not be there. So Tamil ma'am and Saji sir and Verba Sami sir, make it your habit. If you are speaking something, take your pause. There is no problem. For example, so these kind of sounds, these kind of stretch is not allowed in English. And that Tajendra sir and Upendra sir, you should be avoiding these two words, ma'am and huh. Now, guys, talking about the pronunciation, be careful. English has its own pronunciation. So you should be very much correct with that. Now, what is English made up of? When you guys are taking a full course meal, in full course meal, as I have mentioned earlier, you have chapati, you have rice, you have 2 types of veggies, maybe you have curd, you have salad, pickle, you have maybe a dessert, a bowl of dessert. Similarly, in English, what is more important? See, let me tell you one thing, keep in your mind. I will give you a time to debate for this as well. In fluent English, grammar is not at all important. You are not supposed to be grammar Nazi. Yeah, if you want to become the English speaking trainer, if you're going for some kind of exam or competition, then yes, you have to be grammar Nazi. But if you want to become fluent, if you want to become impressive, if you want to crack some interview or want to speak in some conference, in that case, you are not supposed to be grammar Nazi. What is the ingredient? What is there in the plate of English? First of all, you should have the sentence structures that I have been giving you every day. So first of all, it should be the sentence structure. which you guys have to work on. Make one thing sure, you should be working on these areas. That's it. Don't work on your grammar. Don't ask me to to discuss with you the conjunction, the articles, the noun and pronoun. They are not important for you. Come on. You are not in nursery or any kind of elementary classes. Second, what you need to work on is vocab. Yes, strengthen your vocab as much as possible. Try to inculcate new words into your daily life every day. Make it your habit to make 2 words your routine. 2 words should be there in your mind, which should not be in your mind also on your tongue. Okay. Third, be careful. A foreigner, how do you get impressed by him? Because he has great pronunciation. Okay. So if you guys are awesome with your pronunciation, you can beat a foreigner. You can impress even a foreigner. So pronunciation should be intact and exact. The last but not least, all these ingredients make you fluent. And let me tell you one very special thing. If you are speaking with fluency, even your grammatical error subsides. Nobody focus on it. Why? Because if you have these 4 elements, you have got the sentence structure, you know how to speak your point of view. Whatever is running in your mind, you are able to convey that in your words to the person listening to you. You have vocabulary to speak all the things with best choice of word. You have pronunciation, how to speak the word. And when these 3 things comprises, it makes you fluent. And if you are fluent, see, your grammatical error, nobody cares to that. I assure you guys, the foreigners commits the largest number of grammatical errors. I assure you. You may watch any movie, you will never able to focus on their grammar, on their mistakes. Why? They are so fluent. You are not able to judge how many grammatical errors have they been doing. The reason behind that is quite clear. They are so fluent, they have so high vocab, and they have so variety of sentence structure that you are not able to judge whether and where they are making mistakes. These are the same things you have to follow in your routine. So whenever you are speaking, in your next class, I am coming with an activity for which you need to carry some patience. And the activity is, let me show you. If you want, you may practice at your home as well. Okay. This activity gonna help you a lot. Now, what is the activity? Let me show you. So guys, you are well acquainted with the platform TED Talk. I have discussed about this platform a lot earlier as well. So find out TED Talk on your YouTube, and you may take any video of your choice. I have no issue which video you have been choosing. For example, I have been choosing this video. Okay. So she's Nawal Hadaki. You may choose any of them. I have no issue what you are choosing. She's Nawal Hadaki, and she is telling you how to change the habit. If you have habit, how can you change it? Now, for example, you have found out this video from your YouTube. Now, after finding out what you are supposed to do, see, here we go. Are you able to listen to this? Are you getting the sound clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Now, listen to this.
Have you ever thought to yourself before going?
One second. Now, what your task is that I am making you acquainted with. See, this is the video. First of all, yes, you may start the subtitle because I'm not going to suggest you to watch it. I'm not asking you to listen to it. I'm asking you something else to do. How can you overcome the problems I have discussed with you a few minutes back? So when you have found the video or any kind of video of your choice, now see.
Have you ever thought to yourself before going to sleep, tomorrow is the day? Have you ever thought to yourself before?
Okay. So when you have heard this line, Now I want you to be monkey. I want you to ape. A-P-E, ape, means to copy someone exactly the way that person is. Now she has spoken this line. I want you to speak the way she is speaking. Have you ever thought to yourself before going to bed? Then play again, stop it, and repeat it. Then play again, stop it, and repeat it. When you have done this exercise first time, now second time, listen to me, the second step. The second step would be mute the whole video. Now you give your voice to this video. She will not speak anything. You will be speaking. Now, if, for example, you are stretching the things, you are not speaking the things timely, this subtitle will be vanished. This means you are not doing good job. And if you are able to do the job this way, the way I have been suggesting you, I tell you, there will be the improvement by leaps and bounds. Means every video will be taking you a step ahead, right? So what your steps are, you need to watch this video on 2 levels. First level, first play. Okay, for example, I'm playing this.
For going to sleep. Tomorrow is the day I'll change. Tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow is the day I'll change. Now play again. Then, yeah. So whatever tomorrow is the day I'll change. I told you when I was teaching you future simple, they do not speak I will, they speak
Right.
So yeah, the same yes. Now, yeah. So what your task is, you have watched this video at first level. You were stopping it again and again. You were listening to, then stopping and then repeating. Listening to, stopping and repeating. You have watched this video. It is hardly 9 minutes, 9 minutes, 29 seconds. So it would hardly take half an hour. Okay, if you cross the both level, it will hardly take half an hour. But this half an hour will give you a sea change in your comm skills. So when you have crossed your first level, now second level, play this video in one go and give your voice to this video. She will not speak anything. Now you will be speaking only. Let's see how much you guys have done. Now, if you want, I can send the same one in your group. You have to record it with the video, your voice. Means the picture will be of her. Now, I don't need any background sound, guys. Please stop the background sound. Yeah, I don't need her voice. The picture will be hers, the voice will be yours. So you are supposed to record your voice with this video and you will be sending this video in the group. Let me see how you guys are improving. And I assure you, all your mother tongue influence will be vanished after a few classes, after a few videos only. Only a few videos, and there will be no touch of your mother tongue. So all the problem of, speaking the slangs like ma'am, like huh, or stretching the things like that as it happens in Tamil language, as Tamil ma'am does, Vervasami sir does, even Saji sir does, it will be getting reductive. So you guys will not face any problem. You'll be speaking like the people native speaker does. So this is the homework for your next class. Is it clear with everyone, or is there any doubt to anyone?
No doubt, ma'am.
Anybody who wants to raise any question, anything?
No, ma'am. Got it.
Everyone is quite contented.
Got it, ma'am. Got it.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. And yes, make one thing sure. This activity, this exercise will be giving you the 0 result if you are listening to her, but speaking your own way. For example, she has spoken, tomorrow is the day I'll change. But what my way is, tomorrow is the day I will change. So it will be giving you the 0 result. Try to copy the way she is doing or he's doing, whatever whatever video you watch. I don't care. The only thing I need is your voice to that particular video, to that particular motivation speaking. So make one thing sure, you guys should be behaving like a monkey. Exactly a monkey does. The way she is speaking, if she's clearing her throat, you have to clear your throat. So try to do the way she's doing. I assure you, within a few classes, you guys will see a change in your comm skills. It will work. It's a kind of medicine for everyone who has got the problem of their mother tongue influence. That is MTI issue, we call it. Got it, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. So this is I need from everyone. Please don't skip your homework. Don't give excuses. Make it a clear thing. When you guys are eating any kind of food and you don't allow any misingredient into that. For example, if you are eating, rasgulla, gulab jamun, and you don't need salt into that. Similarly, in English, it has got its own ingredient. It also doesn't allow the unwanted things, the things which are foreigner to the English language. So the same, work on these 4 areas, and I tell you, you will be equal to the foreigners. Okay. Now, very quickly, wanna grab the topic which was going on and has been going on, model verbs. And let me give you a quick review, a quick recap. We have learned can, could, may, might, shall, and should. And the last one is will. We have learned this much so far. And I believe nobody has got any issue in that. If somebody has got any kind of confusion, you're most welcome to ask me. Yes, guys.
No, ma'am.
Anybody has got any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, kindly repeat will, ma'am, will model.
Okay. Rajesh sir has left. If I'm not wrong, Rajesh sir is not here. For example, I have written only one structure. Was Rajesh sir what's wrong?
Ma'am, in homework we send only audio, na ma'am, audio.
Okay, audio with the picture. Otherwise, Harminder sir, how would I know that you are timely speaking or not? You are going ahead of the video or going back of the video. So I need the video with your audio.
Okay, we have to voice over that particular video.
Yes, you need to provide your voice.
Ma'am, in video, the lady should speak, but in just like a playback singing. Voice is my, but
lovely. Exactly, you are going right, sir. You are going right. The voice will be yours, but the picture will be hers.
Okay, ma'am. I understood.
Okay. Yeah, that's wonderful. So I am speaking yours, hers. Am I doing a mistake?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
No, hers.
No, ma'am. I don't.
Am I committing mistake, guys? I have spoken yours, the voice will be yours, the picture will be hers. Have I committed any mistakes?
Yes, ma'am. You are her.
Tamil.
You are her only, ma'am. No, yes.
Okay. Anybody else who feels that I have been committing some mistake?
No, ma'am.
Yours is okay. You were faithfully we are writing now. So I think that is correct, but hers is not correct.
See, you are not kids. Please don't mind my words. You are not kids. You have all the liberty. You have all the enfranchisement to ask your trainer, ma'am, why have you been using the way which is not exactly correct? So most welcome to find out my mistake. I would be more than happy. Don't worry. So let me tell you guys, this is not wrong, Tamil ma'am. Let me explain this, which is not modal verb, of course. This is not at all wrong. Now they are called adverbial pronoun. Let me explain you. They are called adverbial pronoun. And how do we use them? So guys, as you have learned, we have these pronouns. So it's like your, her, his, their, possessive pronoun, we call them. Similarly, my, our, okay, and its. Now, what happened to them? They are called possessive pronoun, we all know. Okay, if you don't understand, please ask me 100 times. I have patience, I'll be explaining you 100 times. So first of all the possessive pronoun, if you know, they come only in the beginning of sentence or in the mid of sentence, for example. It is her notebook. It is her notebook. I am your trainer or your mentor. When you are speaking mentor, be very careful. This R is not pronounced. You do not say mentor. It is mentor.
Mentor.
That's it. Mentor. Okay. So the
Means R is
pronunciation
silent.
no, sir. R is not spoken. It is spoken this way. M-E. Okay. The pronunciation is actually spelling is this. Spelling is this, but the pronunciation is this. Mentor.
Mentor.
Okay.
What is the
Okay.
correct pronunciation? Mentor or mentor?
Sorry, I didn't get you, dear.
Spelling wise, it is mentor, but
Pronunciation
pronunciation wise, mentor.
Yeah, actually, dear, this is the spelling actually. The correct spelling is this one. But when you pronounce it, it gives you this sound. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Mentor.
Yeah, mentor. Okay, you
Mentor.
don't sound R. Yeah, you don't sound. So
Mentor.
I'm your mentor. It is her notebook. Now, if you acknowledge, if you reckon.
Ma'am, now I
this is
got
your-
it, ma'am. The notebook is hers.
Now,
The mentor
this is
our-
possessive.
ours.
Yeah. So this is possessive pronoun, but if you are keeping these words at the end of the sentence, means at the place of object, automatically this possessive pronoun will become adverbial pronoun. For example, this, or you can say it. It sounds a little awkward. So instead of it, we are saying this. This notebook
is hers.
Is hers. Wonderful, ma'am. This notebook is hers. Now, in this case, this is actually adverbial pronoun. Okay, similarly, we should say this mentor
Mistake is yours.
Is ours.
Name Jyoti is yours. Is yours. So this is how we make a sentence. Make one thing sure, adverbial pronoun doesn't take any other word after this. It ends with first half. Got it? Any doubt to
Yes,
anyone?
ma'am.
Wonderful. Okay, so yes, similarly, I was giving you, see, recently now, Rajesh sir, he was present for a few seconds only. He said recently now, which is wrong. Either you use recently or you use now. In same sentence, you are not supposed to use both of them. Be careful. Got my point? So I have joined you recently, or recently I have joined you. Otherwise, I have joined you just now. I have joined you just now. Don't say recently I have joined you now. It sounds awkward and completely wrong. So this is what I mean by don't do the things which are not allowed in English. Simple. Similarly, I think it was our Sushma ma'am, if I'm not wrong, she wanted to speak in reference to India. So Sushma ma'am, you were a little fumbled. You should have spoken this way. If I speak in reference to India, carrying a gun is not practical, or whatever you spoke. So this is what I want from everyone. You should be speaking the way English is spoken. So keep all the structure that I have been training you with wonderfully in your mind so that you do not commit the mistake, right? So I have taught you these structures. If you have any doubt, ask me 100 times. Otherwise, I am moving with a new one.
Ma'am, kindly repeat, ma'am, will.
Will. Okay. Harminder sir, will is actually your tense as well. If you remember, in tenses also, future tense takes the use of will. But we are doing modal verbs. And in modal verbs, it is all about your attitude, about your, about your feelings, about your emotions, and all these things. So in this case, will does only one thing.
Proposal.
Yes, proposals. Or in other words, wanna know, actually the speaker wanna know the point of view. I'm writing POV, which is the short form of point of view. Okay, POV or opinion of others. Okay, for example, will you You just can make this structure. Parminder sir, you are not supposed to use any other subject, and you cannot make positive sentence or negative sentence. The moment you make positive or negative, it automatically shifts into tenses, right? So why we have, taken this model verb into consideration? Because it gives the things with emotion. So when you guys are giving a proposal, for example, will you become the fluent speaker? I have lots of emotions on my face. Will you join me in this business? Will you be my business partner? Or will you invest some money into my venture? Venture is again a work that you have been doing with courage. So will you invest me in my venture? So this is how you speak all the things with emotion. Got it, Harminder sir?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Wonderful. Make one thing sure. The way I have been training you, please learn it the same.
Okay.
You guys will never face any kind of dilemma or any kind of, mistake. So now let me move to one more. And after that, we'll be saying, wishing goodbye to each other. So the next one, that is, I think 7, if I'm not wrong. 7, 8. Okay. So the 8th one is, now we are going to learn is ought to. Guys, this is quite easy. Let me show you. Basically, ought to is equal to should. So the way it gives you cold advice, it also gives you moral advice. Moral advice. So when something is related to morality, this is a cold advice about anything in this world, and this is a moral advice related to moral duties. For example, we ought to respect the elders. We ought to serve our parents. We ought to help the needy people. So the things which is not for you, which is not for me, which is not for him or her, it is for everyone on this earth. This is what moral duty or moral advice is. So ought to basically makes moral advice only. Okay, you just can make positive structure with this. You just can make positive structure, subject, any subject you may take, you are not restricted. Then ought to and first form object. As I've given you example, we or you. You may use anything. We or you ought to pray the God daily. Okay, we ought to pray the God daily. You can make negative as well, don't worry. Now, negatives should be subject. Now, be careful. It's not ought to not. It's ought not to. Ought not to. It is not ought. It is ought. Ought. Try to practice ought. Okay. So, ought not to. Again, first form of verb, object, post. You're not supposed to make interrogative. We cannot make interrogative with ought to. Now, let me give you one more fine difference between them. When you guys are talking to a Britisher, they generally use should. But if you go to America, talking to an American, a native American speaker, they use ought to. They always use ought to instead of should. As I have written on the screen, both are same, both gives the same meaning. But Americans are inclined, they are more proficient using ought to. And how do they sound? They sound oughta. I'm not asking you to learn it. It is the accent. Instead of ought to, they say oughta. Or they speak aura. Okay. I'm going there. You are sit here, which means ought to sit here. Okay, so generally they sound T as a R. They sound T as a R, for example, first. So it is American habit, but we are not learning about it. What I'm trying to teach you is ought to or aura. If you listen to an American, they give you moral advice using this. And this is how you make a sentence. For example, we ought not to, we ought not to laugh at disabled people. At disabled people. We ought not to laugh at disabled people, right? We ought not to.
Pause करना, बंद करो, अलग करो, अलग.
We ought not to beat animals. So all the duties which are not which are not individual, journal, all the journal things comes into this category. Guys, can you please stop the sound? All the background sounds should be stopped. So all the things which are journal, for example, we ought to follow the traffic rule. We ought to throw the garbage into dustbin. We ought to help everyone who is in need. We ought to follow our rules and regulation. We ought to pay the tax on time. So all the things which is for everyone, once and for all, for everyone, not for me. For example, if you are saying we ought to come on time. If I'm already punctual, why you are asking me to come on time? So this is individual. For example, if who is in our classroom? Let me see. So there is somebody. Okay. For example, let me tell you, you ought to sit with the camera on. It is only for the people who have not started their camera. Now, generally, Amo sir, Tamil ma'am, Varvasami sir, Archana, Kim sir especially, they are always sitting with the open camera. So why do I ask them? So this is individual. I should not say you ought to sit with the camera open. I should say you should sit because this is individual. But if it is for all, for example, you ought to speak English whenever you get a chance. So it is for everyone. It is generally for all the people. So this is the model verb, eighth model verb.
Ma'am, you have written ought to for moral advice and below the should. Old advice, what is written?
It is written cold advice. Let me write once again.
Okay.
Yeah,
I am
cold
reading
advice.
old advice. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I was making mistake in annotating. Okay, this is called annotate. Whatever I do on this screen, it is called annotate. Okay, so annotating can commit some kind of error. Okay, so is it clear with everyone?
Yes, ma'am, this is my question.
Yes,
if both are models meaning are same, then it's a our will, ma'am, what will we use?
Yes,
Ought
sir.
to or
It's
should?
completely your wish. It's completely your wish. Both makes exact sense and completely meaningful. So whatever you feel is, handy with you or maybe on your tongue, you go ahead with that.
Okay.
Got it, sir?
Ma'am, there are any specific there are specific sentences where ought to is used.
See, if you speak about the specification, then yes, moral advice. Moral advice, the things which give you, which make your moral being, which give you morality. So basically it is for that. But if you speak about American, as I have mentioned earlier, they, instead of using should, more interested in using ought to.
Okay.
So it's okay. You may use anywhere. You may replace your should with ought to. It sounds
Because
awesome.
ma'am, I think because if ma'am in the model category there is a ought to provision, that's why I think there is some meaning to why otherwise there is no need to be used ought to if there is a should. That's why.
I told you now, when there is a moral duty or moral advice, you use ought to.
Okay.
For anything which is related to moral. Okay, as I
Okay.
told you, you ought to serve your parents. You ought not to laugh at the disabled people. You ought not to beat the animals. You ought to help the people in need. So these kind of things, right, sir? Okay, dear. So I have given you your homework for the next class, and I believe, I wish, and I feel everybody would be definitely sending me the video with the picture of that and the voice of yours. So it's a kind of voice over. You would be dubbing the video in your own voice. Okay. So see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye, everyone.